Welcome to episode 86 of the World Triathlon podcast as we continue our look back at some of the names breaking out in 2023 and with ambitions fully set on Paris in the company of Hungary's Marta Kropko. Still only 20 years old, this season saw Marta cement her place in the Hungarian Mixed Relay squad after a tough debut in Leeds 2022, this time helping the team to 5th place at the World Championships in Hamburg, 3rd at the European Games Krakow, and now firmly eyeing an Olympic qualification spot that would guarantee 2 men and 2 women on the Paris start lines. The Under-23 Aquathlon World Champion after winning in Ibiza, Marta scored a first World Cup top 10 in Weihai in August and is now hunting a first WTCS start in 2024, all fitting around an economics degree in which she is in her 3rd year at Budapest University. Hope you enjoy this episode and the rising star's enthusiasm for life as she talks famous family members, a love of hip-hop and plans for the next squad intro for Team Hungary. Thanks for listening.
Hi.
Hello. You good? You in Budapest at the moment?
Yeah, I'm in Budapest because I have school, and even though I raised a lot of time in the semester, like I was in Asia for 3-4 weeks, I have to be back in Budapest sometimes to get the work done in the school. And now in the next few weeks, my exam season is coming. My last race in Miyazaki, I flew next morning early because on Monday I already had an exam for the school. So I was like, I really had to be back in time, and then I was learning on the plane. But yeah, I think it's good for me because my phone, it's in airplane mode, so it doesn't distract me. So I have pure learning time.
And how's it going? Is this your final year, and what are you studying?
Actually, it's my 3rd year, so I will finish in 1 year with my bachelor, but then I want to do my master's, and I'm studying economy. I quite like it. Honestly, at first I was a little scared because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself, like besides sport, because I always wanted to have like a plan B. And I didn't know what to pick, but I was like, I speak many languages, I'm creative, and I like math, so I was like, okay, economy could be the fit for me, so I picked it, and it didn't disappoint, so I'm quite happy I went with the economy as my major. Yeah.
How many languages do you speak then?
I speak Hungarian, obviously. I speak German and English, and now I'm studying Spanish.
Wow. Sean, and how is, so you're in Budapest now, you're at Budapest University, you grew up in Budapest, loving life there. Is it getting snowy there yet? End of November? It must be getting cold.
Yeah, it's actually so cold. I can't go outside for bike training because I would just freeze, even in the morning when I go running. It's just so cold now. And sadly, it doesn't snow. So it's very cold, but there is no snow at all, which I'm sad about because I really like snow and winter sports. But you just can't do it in Budapest. I don't know why. And even in Hungary, there's just not so much snow. But besides that, I think Budapest is like quite a great city. I like the sights, of course, but for cycling, it's not really optimal because there are just many cars, and I feel like most drivers are not as patient as in other countries. So my mom drives us out of the city 1 hour with the car, and then we start cycling like next to Budapest, and then we do the training, and then she comes after us every minute with the car, and then we finish the training. We just put the bikes back in the car, and then we go back 1 hour to Budapest. So the cycling trainings are a little bit difficult in Budapest, but I think here are the best options for school, for example, and for swimming. It's the Hungarian swimming is quite famous, and we have very good opportunities here.
Yeah, what is it about Hungarian swimming then? What's the secret sauce that you speak of?
So I've been actually a swimmer for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I started with swimming, and I came to triathlon after swimming. And honestly, we started very early with 6. And with 10, we already have many morning trainings, like each morning on weekdays. And yeah, honestly, I don't know the secret. It's just a lot of training. And
as a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid getting up early and doing that, did it feel like a bit of a hardship, or was it just part of the routine and you didn't really think about it too much?
I don't know. I just really liked swimming.
Yeah.
And I was yeah, maybe one thing we focus on a lot in Hungary, and it's technique trainings. We do a lot of training about the technique, and we focus on it so it can be the most efficient. And we are not fighting the water. We are doing a lot of stretching in order to be in full control of the body. So maybe what I could like tell about Hungarian swimming is that we do like a lot of amount of technique training, especially at young age.
And it also seems like the lineage of sports, this is obviously based on a pool of 2, as far as I know so far, but the Lehman triathlon dynasty is famous, but your dad was obviously a triathlon legend. Your brothers and sisters are all fully immersed in the sport now. So when you say your mum would drive you out of town, like she would literally drive is there 4 of you brothers and sisters?
Yeah, exactly.
And all your bikes, and so she must have a big machine.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're doing all the family at once, then that makes life a little bit easier. But
so actually, it sounds like it runs in the family, but we didn't like our parents didn't want us to be triathletes, because my mom was a professional triathlete as well, but she was doing short course. Actually, she used to do European champs and world champs.
Right.
So it could seem that it runs in the family, but actually we didn't know our parents were triathletes, and we just didn't know our dad used to do like a lot of Ironmans and that he was quite good at it. So actually we started swimming, like I said, and then we went to like a few races, but not professional, like
it felt like it was like a hobby that he did. And
exactly. We just fell in love with the sport. And then our swimming team took us to an aquathlon race, and from aquathlon triathlon it's like quite close, but our parents never told us that they were triathletes. And we never knew. The way we found out is that when we went to races, more and more people came to us that, oh my god, is he your dad? Oh my god. And we were like, I don't know what you're talking about. So this is how we found out, actually. Like we really didn't know that who our parents were.
That's crazy. So
yeah.
So the first couple of times you heard, oh, you're a Kropko, you'd be like, whatever. And then the more
I mean, yeah, I am a Kropko,
like,
but I didn't know what's special with it.
So at some point over like the family dinner, did you just sit them down and say, look, mum, dad, what's going on? You need to come clean about exactly what, your triathlon pedigree here.
Yeah. But like I said, I was just so surprised when the people came to us, because we like our dad has a book and we never read it, and he has like many trophies, but all of them were like at the forest end of the garage, and we just never saw them, and we never, I don't know, we just never knew. So
because he was recognized in Hungarian parliament, wasn't he, for his achievements? Or maybe you look on your face, you might not even know.
No, I really don't know. But one thing I know is that he has a statue in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the name of was it like the Strongman Japan or something?
Yes, exactly. I don't know the city. It was like more of an island, but yeah, he has won the race there quite many times. So
actually, wow. But
the race was in Miyakojima.
Okay. You're gonna have to go there at some point, or could you? Was it anywhere near Miyazaki, or no? That wasn't.
I was in Miyazaki this year and last year as well. And I was so lucky that before Miyazaki, I trained 1 week in Kofu with the Japanese national team. And honestly, I love Japan so much. I like Switzerland a lot and Japan. These are my two favorite countries, and Japan is just so magical. Honestly, I love the people there, and I wish more people could learn to think like they do.
Yeah.
I really like the respect they have for each other.
I think it would be an amazing place to live for a couple of years.
Yeah. So I was really happy that I could also go to Japan and see how they are. Because my dad, like after I started triathlon, of course they told me a lot about Japan, and it was so funny because when I went to Japan, the coaches recognized my name and they asked me if I know him, and I was like, yeah, he's my dad, and they were like, oh my god, really? So actually in Japan, I think a lot of people know him still.
Well, there's going to be a statue of you next to him soon, and that would be good.
I don't know about that. I will try.
So it went for you. It went very much like swimming, aquathlon, triathlon, and with each like new discovery, you were like, hang on a minute, no, this is even better, and then the same again.
Yes, exactly. And we just fell in love with the sport, me and my brother Martin, because we did the whole road together. We just really fell in love with it, and then we stayed here. We glued together with triathlon.
And your other brother is Abel, right? And
yeah, exactly.
And your sister,
Jasmine.
How do you say it?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Yeah, of course. So, and she was in Tizzy. Was she doing a junior European Cup in Tizzy?
No, she didn't do, but because she's 2009, so she's not even under the age group of youth.
Okay.
But I have a secret hope that she can start next year on the junior European Cups, which are the super sprint. But in Tiszaújváros, she started on the Hungarian Gala race.
Okay, well, we spoke to, so this is like a little series that we're doing on like the breakthrough names from this year and so on. I spoke to Katia Shire yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, so I left the Q&A a little bit too late with her, and we ended up doing it at the end. So I think I'd like to do that now, if that's all right, and then we can get into some quick fires. And you nailed that junior aquathlon world, the under-23 world champs, right, in Ibiza.
Yeah.
First World Cups, mixed relay, smashed it. So what for 2024?
So it will be only my second elite year. But I really want to do my first WTCS start.
Yeah.
Which would still count into the Olympic qualification. So like in the first season half. And also, I mean, it's not a secret. I really want to qualify for Paris, even if I have a smaller chance. But I want to take this chance, and I want to try my best to do it. So I think these are the two biggest season targets for next year.
Yeah, they're big ones. For the WTCS start, but I mean, you must have been super close already, right? Have you been on wait lists hoping to roll in, or how's that worked out so far?
I was actually on start list already for WTCS individual, but I kind of freaked out. I was like, oh no, this is just not my level, and I freaked out. I was like, no, maybe I should not, and then I stick to World Cup racing, and also the World Cups, which I could enroll in. I had to train there, so like it didn't really pass to my schedule. So I was kind of sad, but I really hope next year.
Which was that WTCS then? What one were you going to be?
Cagliari.
Okay.
Was one of them.
Yeah. Because on that note, then your first, I think, was it before you'd even done a World Cup? You were thrown in the deep end at Leeds Mixed Relay in 2022, right?
Yes.
So yeah, how did that come about? And if a Cagliari WTCS more than a year later, or about a year later, was freaking you out a little bit, how were you feeling when you got the call up for the Leeds Mixed Relay?
So firstly, Cagliari freaked me out because it was individual, but of course in relay, I get also like a lot more nervous actually, because you are racing for your team and not only for yourself. So if you fuck up the race, you don't put yourself in a bad position, but a whole team. But yeah, I was just so freaked out before Leeds, and I was excited for the opportunity. And it was funny because 1 week before Leeds, I started on my first ever elite race in Zresov European Cup, and that was my first taste of elite triathlon racing. So, and a week later, I was there standing on the line with the biggest names who I usually ask for autographs. I was just really nervous, but I'm kind of happy because I found out about this opportunity kind of late. And so I didn't have the time to be a lot nervous.
Yeah. So yeah, was it that someone else had to pull out with an injury or something, and then you were drafted in, or?
Oh no, that's Hamburg under-23 relay this year.
Right. So, but it was still quite last minute. The Leeds one was.
Yes, exactly. So I didn't really had time to think about all the stuff that, oh my God, I am going to race against all the big names, you know, who I watch on the TV, and the people who I get, like, I want to have autographs from. So I was like, oh my God, I'm just going to stand next to them.
The majority of people on that start line and lining up would have been quite nervous, but they're familiar with each other and the setup, right? So they can at least sort of, they've probably stood next to someone that they've raced 100 times, whereas you get that you're nervous, but you've also, everything is new, right?
Yeah. It was just new, honestly.
Yeah.
Everything.
And you went out second after, was it Mark or Chonga that got?
Chongor. He put the relay in a really good position.
And then you smashed the swim.
Yeah.
Came out in the lead. And then, like, was the pace and the course and everything, like, did it just get a little?
Yeah, hectic? Honestly, that's what the huge experience what I took from Leeds. That I think in junior racing, because last year I was a junior, so I didn't really know what the level of elite racing is like, and I feel like my swim was totally okay. Like you said, I came out at the front, but then there's just such a huge difference between cycling in juniors and elites, and obviously the pace was just too fast for me. And also in Leeds, it was just such a technical and hard course with a lot of hills, and on top of that there was huge wind from the side, and I was just Sophie Caldwell was smashing it on the bike, and I was just dying, and I got dropped after the first lap or so, and then I had to bike alone one lap. But actually I'm quite happy because I took that opportunity. I knew that I had to be stronger, and this year I already had like many WTCS relays, and I never got dropped. In fact, I was able to lead, I never got dropped yet. Let's say so. But I was also able to, you know, to help the group, and I'm just really happy that I could see the improvement here from last year to this year.
Yeah, well, and you know, like you said, a crosswind, a difficult course, and a big pack that was all together, right, in Leeds.
Yeah, it was a huge pack.
So if the pace was on as well, and you were like, well, if you don't feel comfortable being in the middle of that in your first race, like only your second elite race ever as a junior, then better probably get the heck out and then be like, right, I know what I need to do next time. And then the proof of that being, Hamburg this year, and taking the anchor leg and bringing home 5th for Hungary. I mean, that was just amazing, right? You must have been, as a team and as just everything around it must have felt incredible.
Yes, exactly. So in Hamburg, I think everyone was surprised by our results. Not only the Hungarian team, but I feel like the whole world, because I think nobody expected Hungary to be, I don't know, in top 8 or so. I got enrolled one day before in the under-23 relay. This is what you were talking about a little earlier. And I didn't know about that. because someone got injured on the junior race, and then I got enrolled like 3 hours before the start.
Ooh.
And so I had to do 2 relays in just 2 days. And I'm just really happy I could deliver still in the elite race. It was one of my favorite races actually, because Hamburg, it's such a magical city. We are racing in the heart of the city, and the crowds are amazing, of course. I really like the course as well. So yeah, Hamburg stays in my heart as a special place.
Yeah, and then to be able to follow it up in Paris, like, yeah, I guess you've made that place on the team your own very quickly, and now, yeah, like you said, there's some huge races coming up at the start of next year to try and get that ranking up, but also just get the team ranking. So the team lies in 13th at the moment, as in the mixed relay Olympic rankings, right? But if you just take the second period of results, then you're 5th and ahead of some team. I mean, you've got.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there's 3 scoring races that you guys have done, but so you're ahead of GB and Switzerland and so on the second period. They've only got 2 counting races, but nevertheless, it's starting to look super exciting. And a race like Huatulco, therefore, like the mixed relay qualification event, that must be something that is quite a high priority for the team, is it? And is being discussed as a target?
Yeah, obviously, Huatulco is a target next year, but also the 2 other mixed relay races in New Zealand and Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
We want to focus on all 3, not only Huatulco.
Yeah, sure. So you, as it stands, how does like getting on the Abu Dhabi start list look? Or is it too early to?
Yeah, I don't know. I just really hope I can get on the start list. I mean, in the individual.
Yeah.
And then I would prioritize Olympic distance races because I like it a lot more. So I would focus more like on Yokohama maybe and Cagliari.
Yeah. Back to Japan. Perfect.
Yes. I have heard a lot of good news about Yokohama WTCS.
It was tricky, I suppose. I mean, so your Miyazaki race at the end of this season was one of 3 or 4 World Cups where you were very solidly in the hunt, finished, in and around the top 10. And that sort of consistency must have been super satisfying. How, for someone whose swim is kind of their secret weapon, or certainly was, I'm not suggesting that you're just a swimmer now by any stretch, but then when you have someone like Bianca Seregni as well, kind of flying off the front and still, regularly 30 seconds ahead of the next fastest, how do you square that off? Or is it just quite good to have that as a target of how good you need to get or want to try and get? After all, you're only 20. You've got plenty of hours in the pool left.
So, yeah, actually, Bianca Seregni, she's honestly an amazing swimmer, and I have no idea how she does that. Because I've been training my whole life swimming, and she is just so fast, like, I don't know, a dolphin or a shark. But I was actually really happy that finally in Miyazaki I could show that I'm able to come out in front of the water. I mean, not in front of her, but in front of the whole race. And I was able to come out on her legs, because this year I didn't really have like a lot of time to do swimming. I mean, last year, because I finished in Abu Dhabi. And I started training again in December, and then I started racing already in Montreal in February. So I didn't have the usual swim amount I did before, and I feel like I needed more. And you could see on my swimming that I was struggling a small bit on a few races, that I wasn't always out in the, I don't know, first 3 of the water. So I will change that this year, and now I have a lot more time to work on my swimming, so it can be even more consistent. But I still think that one of my secret weapons is that I'm being consistent.
Yeah, for sure. So if Bianca is the sort of the model of swimming aspiration, who else are the people that you're kind of seeing out there on a bike or run or even swim that you're like, right, that is the sort of level that I want to be hitting? Who are the ones that you kind of admire?
Okay, for cycling, I have 3 people. One of them is Nicola Spiri, because she was just amazing on the bike, pushing everyone. And the other one is Katia Shar, because oh my god, her bike handling skills are perfect, and she's just so strong. And then there's a third person, and it's Taylor Knibb. Yeah. I just really like the way she smashes everyone on the bike. And then, for example, then in Montreal, she broke away from the group, and yeah, it motivates me a lot. And I like that all of these women were able to run good after their performances on the bike. So they are huge motivation and role models of mine.
Right, yeah. And Katya's obviously she's 23 at the moment, isn't she? So yeah, they're both.
Yeah, she's 2001. Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? Like when for you've raced a lot. You've like you said, there's obviously some big milestones still to tick off, but if history is anything to go by, your peak results and performance and so on is still like 7, 8, maybe even 10 years away from now, isn't it? Like that's the kind of it's a long game that you got to play and not get overexcited too early, right? And get too kind of wrapped up in the here and now. Not that it's tricky, huh?
Yes, exactly. And I feel like this is where triathlon and swimming are really different, because in swimming, usually the people are on their peak at 18, 20, and then when they get a little older, they are already done with the sport. And I feel like in triathlon, it's totally the opposite. So you just have to have so much experience and so much training in you in order to be able to perform good. So it's just so different.
So on that note, then what was one thing that you brought into this season, just gone, that you felt really clicked and you were really happy with, and conversely, is there something that you definitely won't be trying again?
Okay, so something which I want really try again, or it depends, but I really don't like wetsuits which have the arms. So I swim almost on all races. I swim with wetsuits that have no sleeves. Mm-hmm. And so I would say I will, like when the water temperature allows, then I always swim without the arms. Of course, last year, for example, in Chile, the water was like 12 degrees. I can swim without arms there, but if I can, I always swim with sleeveless wetsuits. Mm-hmm. And something I will do next year again is that I started to. Okay, so my feet get a lot of blisters and blood after each races. I've tried actually many shoes, and all of them I just got so many blisters, and now I started to tape my feet in order to have less blisters. Actually, first race in Krakow, it was like a 10-kilometer run, so I was like, oh my god, in 10 kilometer I get double as much blisters and double as much blood, so I put the socks on. Because I just didn't think about the fact that I could put tapes on it, so I just put normal socks on in the transition.
But yeah, especially if you've got like races quickly after each other, then if your feet haven't got time to recover, and as soon as you start, then you're in pain, that's not a good place to be.
Exactly, because for these blisters you need, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks maybe. and you don't have 2 or 3 weeks between all of the races. So sometimes you already start with these blisters on your feet. So yeah, this is what I'm taking with me for 2024.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, what else can you try? Do you Vaseline the inside of a running shoe? Is that a thing, or is that a terrible idea?
Actually, I do everything I can so I get less blisters. I put Vaseline inside and the baby powder as well, because now it started working. So it's like a lot better that I put the tape on it and the Vaseline and the baby powder. But yeah, it's just a lot of stuff inside my shoe.
Full production.
Yeah.
So someone like a piece of advice that has really stood out for you over the years, and that you would perhaps share with someone that you didn't want to beat in a race?
Okay, so actually, I had one swimming coach. His name was Stein Tusap. He was the coach of Katinka Hosszú. She was 3 times Olympic champion. And he said, my mom said, because she was also my coach, my triathlon coach. And now this year I have a new triathlon coach. And they all said that without a free mind, you cannot race as good as with a free mind, you can race the best. Yeah. So if you have self-doubts or I don't know, anything on your mind, you just can't focus enough to perform the best way possible. So this is what I would this is the best advice I ever got.
Yeah. But what's the best way to get rid of that self-doubt, I guess, as well, right?
It's so hard. And I still haven't perfected this thing, because I have a lot of self-doubts. And actually and in the beginning of this season, I was feeling really stressed before each races. I was always on the edge of crying and everything. And now with Nico Montavon, we worked a lot on my mindset. And now I just always feel very happy to get on the starting lines. And I'm grateful. And this is what helps me to get rid of the self-doubts. And I feel like, yes. No, I feel like everyone else is a human. So I'm a human as well, and I can live up to my expectations. So
your dad is no longer your coach?
So actually, my mom and my dad were my coaches, and they still do stand next to me and help me a lot. So yeah.
But on race day, for example, say Miyazaki and so on, at the end of this year, who do you have with you? Who is the person? Is it your coach, or do you not really tend to travel with that many?
Actually, I travel alone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard, because obviously I don't have anyone standing next to me. But Miyazaki, it was an exception, because my coach, he had a lot of athletes starting in Miyazaki, and he came out to this race. So finally I had someone to talk to before the race. But usually what I do is I call my mom 1 hour before the race, and she helps me to calm down a little bit. She gives me hope, and yeah, she just gives me positive energy before the start, which I'm really happy about, because it helps me a lot. My mother calms me down so easily. Obviously, I have trained with her for 10+ years, and she's my mother. She sees me every day, and she knows what to say, and I think we are making a good team together. Yeah. But yeah, she knows me well, and all my siblings, because we train together, and with my mom, and yeah, it's just a good team together.
So you say, yeah, you get kind of nervous before races and so on. You're quite known for the big headphones on before races as well. What are you listening to in there?
I listen to music almost all the time, and especially before the race, it helps me a lot. And I don't really listen to music which calms me down. It's actually the opposite, because I listen to rap and hip hop all the time.
Right. Well,
It
that's
helps
good.
me,
Getting
to
pumped
get
up.
into the racing mood.
Yeah. So Katia really obviously hates the Swiss team's intro music for the mixed relay. So she's going to talk to the team and come up with some options. What about you? What's your
Actually, we also have a kind of a classical music, and I know why we have the classical music because and it makes a lot of sense. But and it's a beautiful song. So I would not say I don't like it, but I feel like it doesn't like fit to before a race or like to a walkout.
Mhm.
So I don't really know what kind of music we could pick. We should talk about this with the whole Hungarian team.
Yeah.
But I could pick one song maybe. His name is Kalai Sanders András. He was on the Eurovision, and he has one song named "Running," which is kind of like um it's related to sport,
Yeah.
and it has such a good drop. So I would think it would be a good fit,
Yeah.
maybe. But
Nice.
yeah, it's a good question.
It's important that you're not going out each time to a song that makes you just go, oh God, not this again. Maybe for the European Championships, it should be tied into that year's Eurovision, and every team has to go out to that year's Eurovision entry.
That's a good idea. Yes.
A thing. Although again, like, that's going to really upset some people. All right, well, that's another one to work on then. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
well, actually,
tell us.
I really like the idea that every country has their own songs from the country. I really like this.
Yeah.
It's nice. I just feel like our song doesn't really fit or to the atmosphere before a race because it's like a classical music. So yeah.
Yeah. So tell us one thing that people may not know about you.
Oh, so actually, I'm a huge NBA and Formula One fan.
Oh, yeah.
I watch most of the matches and races. When there are not my own races. I like to read books about the sports,
Yeah.
and I really like to go camping and hiking. I just love the nature, and I just love camping so much. So maybe this stuff. Oh, and also there is one more thing, which is I think kind of unique. I used to do a Hungarian folk dance quite professionally next to swimming for 9 years.
Wow. Cool. What does that involve? Some kind of, traditional dress and
Yeah, exactly. It's a traditional Hungarian dancing, and it's actually it's quite famous and unique. Actually, I think in Paris we tried to do a little Hungarian folk dance before coming out. So that was our walkout.
yes, that was the winner. That was yeah. I was gonna say that was a champ. It's yeah, you guys and the Danish really got the intro moment sewn
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I feel like it's so funny that all of the teams, like most of the teams, think of something unique before the walkout. Makes it's so much more funnier, and it makes the team, um, it gets us into the mood. So
Yeah. So when do you guys tend to come up with those? I was intrigued as to, like, there's some that it looks like just while they've been lining up, they've gone, oh cool, let's do this. And there's some that are definitely a bit more choreographed that I guess have just been pulled together.
So usually we do, like, when we are going to the race on the bike or in the car, we talk about it, or maybe before race day, we just come up with some ideas. But in Paris, Chongar Lehman came up with the idea of doing the dance. I think one night before the race, and then in the morning of the race, when before we went to the transition, we practiced it a few times so we can be in synchron and stuff. So it was really nice. These are the memories I take with me. So
Yeah. So I wonder, Paris 2024, the mixed relay, will teams pull together some intro moves, or is it too serious because it's the Olympics and none of them are going to want to do it?
Well, I would want to do something special, especially because it's the Olympics. So for me, I think it would work more the opposite because it's like Olympics. It happens only once in 4 years. So I would pull some special, I don't know, not dance, but something, you know.
Yeah.
But maybe some people would be, you know, it's really serious and we have to focus. So yeah, I think it
If the team is all in together, then yeah, there could be some special things. And then actually, you know, you get all the spectators in the stand to do the sort of pop idol type voting, and whoever gets the least points gets a 10-second penalty, and then everyone has to do a good one.
Yeah, I would like that.
We'll maybe bring that up at the next athletes committee meeting or something. Yeah, fine. All right. Well, I'm conscious that we are coming up to an hour, and yeah, it's been brilliant catching up and chatting and hearing all about the life and times of Marta Kropko. So is the next month literally is going to be a lot of studying, squeezing in training around it as much as you can, and that's how it's going to go?
Yeah. So like I said, I have exams coming up soon, but luckily I can really fit the normal training amount I'm used to. Because sometimes I study on the tram or trains or the buses, so I can like be the most efficient. But it's going to be a big month, training and studying wise.
Yeah. And then so either side of Christmas, you're going to have exams, and then what is it like? Once February kicks in, or the end of January, you're going to be able to kind of concentrate on the matter in hand and Napier World Cup and on.
I mean, if they pick me, because it's not sure yet. Of course, you never know who qualifies, but if they pick me, then yes, I will love to focus on these races first. And it's already in front of my eyes. So this is what I wake up every morning at 5 with, that I have to train for these races and I have to be ready to fight.
Yeah, well, the best of luck. Can't wait for what is going to be a huge year next year. And yeah, really appreciate taking the time, and it's been a great chat. Thanks.
Thank you so much for having me. It was such a huge honor, and it was so nice talking to you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Marta.
Thank you so much.